Hi, Henry Triple here, going over Scrap Defenders programming. So in this video we're going to go over how the movement works. This time we're using Unity's new input system, so we can also use the controller if we wanted to, as well as the mouse and keyboard. So most controllers, like Xbox controllers, PS4 controllers, will work with the game. And I've coded a custom input manager for this to work. We've got a couple of movement options. We've got sprinting, jumping, and moving around. But other than that, fairly bare bones. There's input for obviously changing traps and opening the build menu, as well as progressing to the next wave. Um, Other than that, the movement is just rigid body movement, third person rigid body movement at that. There's a few extra things, so making sure the camera doesn't clip through walls and stuff. That involved basically programming that from scratch. But it's just checking around the camera and making sure that we're looking in the right direction. So here you go. Here's the script for it. Just doing a basic sphere cast to check for collisions, and if it comes back with something, then we essentially move it along. If you imagine, um, so if this is our player and this is our camera, there's a line. So like a camera boom, maybe. Um, and if we detect a wall, uh, yeah, if we detect a wall or something, the camera moves along that line to make sure it doesn't clip through the wall. That's essentially how it works. So that's a pretty simple like camera, pretty crude camera collision handler. Other than that, there's a few things just to handle animations. So just making sure that we're looking at the right direction, the animations all match. Let me open up the animation, the animator. There you go. So it uses a main layer, base layer for movement, but then other things are overrides. So we have an override for jumping and falling and landing, which is why when you jump, so you have this jump where you squash up. All of the animations and models are made by me. So we have a jump, you squash up, and when you fall, your little robot splits apart a little bit, just to emphasize the idea that everything is made of scrap. Scrap is king in this universe, and it's quite a fun little goofy animation. Um, Other than that, nothing particularly special when it comes to animating uh, and scripting. If again, you can always look into more detail. There are a few things here that we just didn't get enough time as a team to complete, so we're gonna have so there might be a few legacy code in there, but most of it, player manager is mainly just for handling the stats of the player, but the main important ones are these four with the animation manager, camera manager, input manager, and player controller. Pretty standard scripts. Nothing too special about them aside from the fact that this uses the new input system which allows for controller as well as mouse and keyboard. So that's pretty nice. It just goes along with that idea that this game is for kids, and well, mainly for kids, playable by kids and enjoyable by adults, and online, so a kid can literally plug his Xbox controller in and not have to deal with a mouse and keyboard, which I know from experience as a kid, the controller was a little bit more intuitive than the mouse and keyboard. So that helps a little bit. Cool. Thanks for listening. In the next video, we'll just go over the basic wave spawner and AI. Again, they're pretty bare bones, so it won't take long. Thanks for listening.